Well, that's the one thing with PTSD. It never goes away. So you
Gotcha.
just learn how to kind of mitigate the symptoms.
So, if you don't, or is this a comfortable subject to talk about? If I ask you questions, or do you want to skip it? So, for, because I struggle with mental health stuff myself, so I'm kind of curious to see how it compares to PTSD. I experience things where like certain things from the past trigger me, and then my mind kind of relives that experience. Is that similar? Is that similar to what PTSD is?
Well, once again, PTSD is just the umbrella term. So, so that's where what's causing all the underlying symptoms is a previous traumatic stress, and you never quite get to the point where it's completely gone. But so I have had like what you're referring to, like with triggers. For a lot of people, when they think of veterans, when they think of triggers, they think of flashbacks.
Gotcha.
Which that's essentially what that is something triggers you and you start reliving that moment.
Something in your, from my guess, it would be like something in your environment that reminds you of that experience. It could be something as simple as a color you've seen or like a sound you've heard. Or I might have PTSD myself then, because from traumatic things that happened when I was younger, I experienced this quite frequently where like if I hear a name that reminds me of a name in the past, my whole body will start like feelings and emotions, and my brain can like I have I don't know if you experience this as well, but like I'll be in the middle of work or in the middle of conversations with people, and then I'll just kind of zone out, and they'll be like, Andrea, I'll be like, oh yeah, what? And I'll like come back to reality. I don't know if that's something you experience as well.
Well, they don't usually call me Andrea, but yeah.
What's that?
I said they don't usually call me Andrea, but
did I call you Andrea?
No, you were just saying Andrea.
Oh yeah. No.
All right, sorry.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. No, like my, I teach, and like my students will sometimes be like, Miss Andrea, are you there? And usually when that happens is like something in my environment like reminded me of something, and I just kind of zoned out for like a second, and it's a little frightening sometimes,
Yeah, the last one actually just happened a couple of weeks ago. So there is like certain smells will trigger me. And I was doing a show, and I won't say where, but it was in the city, and an Arabic guy walks by, which I've kind of gotten over. Like I can see them, and I'm like, whatever. But he had prayer oil on him. And that smell, because a lot of the suicide bombers would douse themselves in it. So you got used to that smell being a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because they were preparing to kill themselves. And like he did that, and instantly I like back up. I'm against the wall. I'm watching everybody's hands. And luckily, a friend of mine who I've explained, like, hey, if you ever see me doing this, I need to get snapped out of it.
Yeah.
And luckily he did it. And he's over there like pinching my arm, because you need some kind of something to snap you out of it, to bring you back to kind of reality, to realize, hey, nothing's wrong. You're fine.
It's crazy. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. We really live like our minds are so powerful. Like it feels like when you experience stuff like this, because I've experienced similar things myself, probably not as severe as you, because I've never been in combat, but I've experienced similar things myself. Like I was saying before, where I kind of zone out and I get lost in my own mind. It's like the mind is so powerful. When you're in that state of mind, it's hard to discern like what's real and what's in your head. It's like in a weird way, everything's in your head. You know what I mean? It's. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm kind of getting a little bit abstract here, but it's like we are living in our own minds all the time. And it's kind of like, I think for me, the frustrating thing is I feel like at this point in my life, I'm supposed to have control over where my mind goes. And I don't always. Like when things like that happen, like when those PTSD type things happen, it feels like it's out of my control. but it's also in my control also to like try my best to pull myself back to like the present moment. And that's, to me, that's like very intimidating. You know what I mean?
It takes a lot of practice. Your mind works like a muscle. You have to, that's the reason, like if you want to meditate or something like that, like when you first start doing it, you constantly drift off. And like, for instance, like I do meditations to kind of work on stuff like that. And if I don't meditate for a while, when I go back to doing it, it takes me forever to be able to like stay clear.
Yeah, man, that's some scary stuff. Everyone's been telling me that I should start meditating. And for some reason, I've been procrastinating on it. I think because I know I would be so bad at it, because I know I would be like checking my phone, or like I would have a hard time doing it. But I really should, like you said, it's like a way to train your mind to be able to control your mind, you know?